Hello everyone, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. My name is Jamie. Today is Monday and the beginning of a new week. I'm really excited for all my reading this week. I have a bunch of anticipated releases that have come out this year over the course of the past like 4 or 5 months, and I really want to spend this week like reading some of them and really just focusing on these guys, you know, focusing on these books. So it's actually Ben's birthday today, and unfortunately he's had to work all day. Ben's my partner, by the way, if you're new here. He had to work all day, so I'm going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to go see a movie later tonight. So I don't know exactly how much reading I'll get done today and tonight, but I really want to try and focus on some of these books. But yeah, let's go through my TBR for the week. So I'm currently in the middle of Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. If you saw my most recent reading vlog where I read only pink books for an entire week, I kind of got to this at the end of the vlog, but I unfortunately didn't read past 50 pages. But I am now on the 216 page mark, so I'm not quite halfway through, but I'm making good but slow progress. This is the sequel to Things We Never Got Over, which was a 5-star romance read that I read last year. This one follows our main character Nash and our main character Lena. Nash is a police officer and he's recently gone through some pretty serious trauma. Oh, by the way, if you see a creature in the background moving around, that is a cat. Anyways, Lena is just moved into the apartment next door. Oh, hello. I can't move now. I'm gonna be here for the rest of the day. What do I do? How am I gonna film? This cat wants to spend time with me. I was talking about Lena. Miss Lena has just moved into the apartment next door to Nash. A romance kind of sparks up from there. It's like small town kind of vibes. The first book in the series was incredibly slow burn, and this one is not. I was expecting the romance to start up far later than it has. I was expecting there to be a lot of tension, and so I feel like I'm not really enjoying this because the romance has kind of started straight away. And like, yes, the characters already know each other, like they're already very familiar with each other. It's not like they're really getting to know each other during the novel, but I at least would have hoped that we still had at least had a little bit of friendship before the romance started. There's also kind of like a mystery element to the novel as well. I hate to say it, kind of boring. I'm honestly kind of bored by this book. I am going to keep reading and hope that it gets a little bit better, a little bit more action-packed. But yeah, I think I'll slowly chip my way through this during the week. I don't know if I will finish the entire thing before starting a new book, or if I'm just going to immediately start a new book right away. But yeah, just know that this one is slow going, but I am reading it and I do hope to finish it before the week is over. And then I have 5 books that I planned on reading this week, or at least, you know, attempting to read all these 5 books. I probably won't get through all of them, but you know, I have 5 books that I'm interested in that I set aside. But then I filmed a book haul earlier today and I have Happy Place, and I don't know, this might end up jumping the queue and I might end up reading this week as well. This is Emily Henry's new release. I just got it today after my pre-order just arrived, and everyone's reading this at the moment. Basically, it is like a marriage in turmoil type romance. Our married couple who is going to be having a divorce, or I think they've already broken up actually. They go on this like trip that they have planned with their friends and basically pretend to still be together, so just to like keep the energy up for this trip that they've planned. And then while they're there, I guess they like fall back in love in the process. It sounds really fun, so I do really want to read this. I'm not sure if I will end up getting to it this week, but you know, it's there to choose from. I have a horror novel, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I've been wanting to read this for ages. I know that it's kind of a haunted house story about these siblings whose parents have died and are trying to sell their family home. So if I want something a bit darker, this is definitely an option. Actually, another marriage in turmoil. Oh my god. I also have Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broker. Maybe, okay, I feel like I have to choose between this or Happy Place. I can't read them both this week. What are you hunting, darling? But yeah, this is again marriage in turmoil. Our characters being on vacation. I believe someone mistakes them for strangers and then they decide to kind of like play into that. And I think the honeymoon phase starts up again for our couple. So I've never read from this author duo before, so I'll be excited to get to this one. I also potentially could read The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent. This is set at the University of Edinburgh. I believe it's dark academia. Toxic friendship kind of vibes. Our main character gets swept up in this friendship with this like really glamorous girl. I think it's kind of, yeah, thriller-esque, really dark. So this is something that I've been really wanting to read, so I'm really excited to have this potentially. And of course I also have my Patreon book club pick for the month, which is A Witch's Guide to Fate Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley, and also one of my really highly anticipated 2023 reads. This is like fake dating romance between a witch and a demon that she accidentally summons. It sounds really fun and silly, so I'm excited to get to this. If I do get to this week, I will also be filming an exclusive spoiler-filled reading vlog for this book for my Patreon. And then another fantasy, The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I can't believe I haven't read this yet, so this one is pretty high priority, but it's so tricky because I want to read all of these books. Like, all of these books that I have shown you in this intro, I want to read them. I want to read every single one. I don't know how I'm going to decide what to pick up this week, but just know it's going to be in the pool of these books. I was going to film another video today, but now that this cat has come into my home and wants to sit on me, I kind of want to get started on one of these books. I know that I am in the middle of Things We Hide from the Light, but I'm really good at reading multiple books on the go. So I think I'm gonna make a coffee and decide what book to pick up. Like, I'm putting this to the side. I'm gonna try and read like a bunch of it every day, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm not feeling it. This isn't me DNFing it. This is me acknowledging that I am in the middle of this and I'm gonna finish it, but I'm also gonna read something else on the side. It's a romance, so I feel like I should go for something completely different. I think I'm going to start with The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent. Okay, I'm gonna go sit down, I'm gonna make a coffee, and I'm gonna get started on this book. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but I really hope you enjoy this week's reading vlog. I have some really exciting things planned, so yeah, stick around and I'll see you soon. Actually, I am the queen of procrastination and the queen of putting off things that I don't want to do. And I told you I filmed a book haul and I have a pile of books there that I need to put away. So before I sit down and treat myself to a coffee and a book, I'm gonna put those on my bookshelf, which will probably require a lot of reorganization. So let's do that together. I'm gonna go reorganize my bookshelves and put all these books away first. Fun times. Hello everyone, I've been in bed all day because I'm really anxious and I'll explain why in a second, but yeah, it's Tuesday night and obviously I didn't do much vlogging yesterday afternoon because I was celebrating Ben's birthday with him. We went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy, the third one, the new one that's out, and I'm not really like a Guardians fan. Like, there's like a few Marvel kind of franchises, or I guess like trilogies, that I really like. Like, I really love Iron Man, I really love the Spider-Mans and stuff, but I never really liked Guardians of the Galaxy. But then the new movie was actually so much fun. I had such a good time. I was like crying the entire time. I was like really emotionally affected, which was so random because I haven't liked any of the other like Guardians movies. But anyway, I'm here to do a quick reading update. I've been reading all day in bed because it's been absolutely pouring down with rain today, and usually I really like rainy days, but ever since my house flooded in January due to torrential downpours, whenever it's a really heavy rainy day, I just get anxious now. It's really annoying and upsetting, and I'm still dealing with the aftermath of my house flooding back then. I definitely don't have it as bad as a lot of other people did. Like, a lot of other people, their houses that are done for, and I genuinely feel so much empathy for those people. So I can only imagine what they're going through if I'm still feeling the effects of my house flooding when it was like only a few inches. of water. But yeah, so I've been in bed all day reading. The rain is kind of fine now, which is good, but I still can't really get that like anxious feeling to go away, so I'm probably going to spend the rest of the evening reading as well. But I have a reading update. I've started The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwin, and I'm on page 171. So I've gotten up to part 2 already, and which makes sense because I've been reading it all day. But not really sure how I'm feeling about this one. Basically, we follow our main character Claire, and she has just started at the University of Edinburgh. She's a pretty normal gal, and then she meets Tabitha and Tabitha's group of friends, which is 2 other girls and 1 other guy, and they are just super interested in Claire and kind of invite her to join their friend group. And Claire's just completely like fascinated with Tabitha. She's like obsessed with her. She just really wants to be her friend, and she is. So great. Tabitha invites Claire to her parents' home in France to ask Claire to help them with this project that they've started, and I believe the project is going to be like rescuing women from awful men that they're married to. I'm really not loving this. What I think, like, I guess it's technically described as dark academia, but what I really don't like about the dark academia genre, which I know is silly because my favorite book ever is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which is kind of like the leader of the dark academia genre. It's like the one book you think of when you think dark academia. I often find that a lot of dark academia books are very heavily influenced by The Secret History, but I don't know, it doesn't feel genuine. Like, it doesn't feel original, and it feels like the inspiration is, it's not really doing The Secret History any favors. I don't really know. Like, I can see the author in this trying to emulate Donna Tartt's writing style, and I feel like our main character in here is very similar to our main character in The Secret History. Like, it's kind of like her looking back on this big story, this big grand story about this group of people that she was friends with, and she's really romanticizing this story, which is actually not that romantic at all and is kind of traumatizing. It has that sense of like telling the reader this story that they've romanticized in their head for so long. And also it's the story of like an outsider who gets invited into this group of fascinating people. But I think the difference is with this one, I don't understand why Claire is so obsessed with these characters, because they're giving me nothing. They are giving me absolutely nothing, and not in a fun kind of like silly way, just in like a, I don't know who they are. They're not even like mysterious. It's just they're not very well fleshed out at all. It just feels very waffly. Like, the writing feels like it's waffling on, but it's not really like doing anything. Like, the plot that I told you is like the bare bones of it, but I just don't understand like why it's happening. I don't understand why these characters are drawn to each other. I don't understand who they are. Like, I have no idea why Tabitha is so obsessed with Claire, which I think we will probably find out later. Like, maybe that's supposed to be that way right now, but I don't know why Claire is so obsessed with Tabitha. Like, apart from the fact that she's like pretty, there's nothing to it, and there's nothing to these characters. Like, I can't differentiate them. They're boring. I just feel like this book is really underdeveloped. I don't know, I feel like I'm being really harsh right now, but it's just not for me. I don't think. I will continue on because I'm hoping that it turns around. I'm like not even halfway yet, I'm just under halfway, and I'm really hoping that it turns around for me and it stops being so slow going. I feel like the first part was actually really slow, and I'm hoping things pick up and we get to learn more about these characters, but it's not super promising, which is really disappointing because I was really looking forward to this. But yeah, that's basically my reading update. I've also done a little bit more of Things We Hide from the Light, and I'm actually enjoying this more now. It's quite interesting, like reading this at the same time. It's made me miss reading this one. So yeah, I'm probably going to be switching between the two. I'm really liking where the story is going now. I think our characters can become enemies. So I realize now that maybe that kind of like insta-love feeling at the beginning of the novel was so they could turn into enemies, and then it could be like enemies to lovers from now on. I'm kind of into it. I feel like Lucy Score, she's at her best when she's writing enemies to lovers, I feel. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I might read some more of this, but I don't know. I also kind of just want to finish this and get this over and done with, so then I can move on to another book. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I am going to keep reading. My gorgeous, beautiful partner has made me a coffee. I know it's late at night, but coffees are really soothing for me and will probably get me to sleep tonight. So yeah, I'm going to choose one of these books to read, and I will let you know any reading updates if they come up. But yeah, just feeling anxious, and I just want to have a good night. Good morning everyone. So it's Wednesday morning. I'm having a really chill day today because I'm going to my friend Yana's house a bit later to do a stream together. So I'm just kind of relaxing today, but obviously reading updates. I actually finished this morning, things we do to our friends, and I gave it 2 stars. It really did not get better. I rarely ever give a 1-star rating, and usually if I'm giving a book a 1-star rating, it's like it was barely readable. Like it had so much wrong with it. I think I've only given 1 star to a book like once this year so far, but 2 stars is still not great for me. Yeah, unfortunately this ended up getting that rating. I just found it so underdeveloped. By the end of it, I was like, who were these people? Like, who are these characters? What even happened? It's like dark academia, right? And they're college students, and it always talks about how they're college students. Where are their lectures? Where are their tutorials? Like, where are their assignments? They don't do an ounce of schoolwork in this novel, despite them being college students, because they're too busy running around like being obsessed with each other. But I have no idea why they're obsessed with each other in the first place. It keeps talking about how this like really charismatic girl Tabitha could just convince like anyone to do anything she wanted. But I'm like, how? Like literally how? There is nothing in here that is charismatic about her. Like I'm not seeing her be charismatic. I'm not seeing her be manipulative or convincing or anything. Like it's kind of just like the author decided like Tabitha's like superpower is that she can make people do whatever she wants, but there's just like no reasoning behind it. She's so bland, and anything that she says like on the page is literally just like, oh no, you have to do this, like blah blah blah, please, it will be so great. Okay, like, you know, it was so boring and like weird and bland and just nothing. Anyways, I feel like there was just a whole lot of showing and not telling. I didn't understand our main character Claire's like dark past, or how it was relevant, or there's just a whole lot in here that like seemed really not very well thought out, very underdeveloped, and really irrelevant. Like this is so disappointing for me. Like I hope you guys realize I'm not enjoying saying these things about this book, because I was genuinely so hyped for this one. When I was doing my research last year of 2023 releases that I was really looking forward to, this was at the top of my list because I thought it sounded so good. And unfortunately, it just wasn't that. And like there's a bunch of reading group questions at the end of the book in my copy, and one of them is, does this book accurately represent female rage? Like where was the female rage? Like yeah, sure, they started this business where they wanted to like prove to people's wives that their husbands were cheating on them. I have read so many books about female rage. This is not one of them, you know? So I'm kind of like, is that what the author's intention was? Like, was it supposed to be a book about female rage? I didn't see it. I don't know. I feel like it was just trying so hard to be The Secret History or Bunny even. I felt like it was trying to be really similar to Bunny, and I just didn't love it. If you have a very similar taste to me, maybe skip this one, because it sounds like something I'd really love and it just wasn't. Anyway, I'm gonna be chilling today. It's like mid-afternoon and I have quite a while before I have to get ready to go to Yana's house. So I think I'm just going to continue with more of Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I'm really up to date with all of my work and all the things that I need to do. So I feel great about that. I honestly feel so great, and now I can just focus on doing some reading. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time with this now. I really want to try finish this within the next couple of days. I think I'm going to spend all my energy on this before I start something new, but honestly, knowing me, my mind could potentially change. I'm up to page 267 of this one, and I'm really enjoying the kind of like enemies vibe that we're in now. So I'm gonna go sit down and read some of this, and I'll let you know how I go with it. Good morning everyone. I just woke up. It's Friday. I'm gonna sit you down while I talk about stuff. Hey, I've just woken up. It's Friday. I took a day off yesterday because I was feeling really sick. Like you can kind of still hear it in my voice, I think. I just had a really sore throat and was feeling really gross. I'm still feeling a little bit gross today. And I also woke up yesterday to find out that people were making fun of one of my videos on both Reddit and Instagram, and I was like, leave me alone. Literally leave me alone. I'm just a woman on the internet trying to have fun and read her silly little pink books. I don't know, I think it's something that I kind of want to address because this is such a safe space for me. Like, YouTube started as a really safe space for me, and then, you know, there've been a few things that have made it like not very fun, but it's always been a really good like escape, because it's always been really positive and everyone's always been really, really nice. And I've had like, you know, nasty comments before, that's fine. And I've also had people give me criticism on my videos, and it's fine because it's constructive, and I don't mind constructive criticism. Like, I am an overachiever. I want to make the best quality stuff that I can. Like, I want people to enjoy my videos, so I don't mind when there's constructive criticism. But being put on blast on Instagram and Reddit just to be made fun of, like, there's nothing constructive about that. Like, I had a fun little week reading my silly little pink books, and people are making fun of me for doing so, as if I'm the only person ever to decide to read only books of a certain color for a week. I don't think any of us should have been made fun of for that. I don't know, I feel like the majority of booktube is really wholesome. It was just gross to be put on blast. Like, obviously I can handle like the occasional like negative comment, because that's one human being, that's one person. But like, you know, when I'm seeing this post on Instagram that on an account that has like over 20k followers, and the post itself has like over 1,000 likes, I'm like, okay, cool, that's over 1,000 people making fun of me. I go on Reddit, the comments were all really coming to my defense, which was really sweet. But then I see this one on Reddit as well, and it's like all these people just kind of coming for me and making fun of me. Most of them are men, unsurprising. They sound like men at least. But they're making fun of romance readers. They're making fun of people who use booktok. They're making fun of like women who read for escapism. I don't usually like to talk about like negative stuff on here, because like I said, it's like a safe space for me. But that's kind of why I took yesterday off, because I was just feeling sick, first of all. Like, I actually was feeling sick. And then also I was like, oh, fun. I love being the person that gets shit on. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's talk book updates. I have read so much more of Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I'm on page 461. I have about 100 pages left, and it's getting really action-packed now. It's still definitely not my favorite, like it's not blowing me away, but I think it would be a pretty safe 3 stars by the end. That's where I think it's heading. I do really like the relationship, but I just don't really care about Nash all that much. Like, I like Lena, she's sweet, but I also don't like her as much as I liked the female main character in the first novel. So I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed, but not like, it's turning out to be a solid read. Like, it's turning out to be a fun read. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't have much more else to say about this. I feel like my brain's not working. Like, my brain is actually not working. I don't even know if I'll end up posting this vlog. But yeah, I will probably be finishing it this weekend, I think. I'm still feeling really gross, so I think I'm gonna make a coffee, and I think I actually want to start a new book. Like, I've read so much of this, I'm kind of like, I just want to take a little break from it today and finish it this weekend. So I think I might start Do I Know You by Emily Wibbly and Austin Sigmund Broker. And the reason I've chosen this one is because the previous 2 ones that I picked have been slightly disappointing. So I'm like, why don't I just try with like an easy rom-com? Like, this one is like not a rom-com, it's turned into a fucking like action book. Like, there is like action and drama and like crime with a romance. So I want something that's just pure romance, and I want something that's just really chill, and an author duo that I've never read from before, so there's kind of no room for me to get disappointed if I don't end up liking it. But yeah, this, like I said, is a marriage and turmoil romance. I think I said what it was about at the beginning of the video, but I'm just feeling so bad. Like, I'm just feeling so sick and so defeated. I know I shouldn't let things get to me, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I think it's also because I stream on Twitch, so I get nasty comments on Twitch all the time about my appearance and about like so many things, and so I let it just brush off me. Like, I do not care. Like, it doesn't upset me in the moment, but I think it's one of those things where it's like things add up and it comes to a head, and I think, you know, being made fun of by thousands of people, it can make it come to a head. It can kind of make you feel things. But yeah, I just want to be happy, so I just want to read this, make a coffee, and just see how I go with the rest of the day. I would love to get some videos done at some stage if I feel up to it, but if not, we're just gonna be reading this, and I'm gonna make a coffee now. I've just woken up. Yeah, sorry about the sob story. Hello guys. So I have done a little bit of reading. I've got my ring light out in the living room because I want to try and film some videos, and I've never used a ring light to film videos before. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I don't know. I might film like one video and see how we feel, but I don't know. Like I said before, we're feeling gross. We are feeling gross. After some time I had felt a little bit better about it, and now it's like, okay guys, what color of the rainbow should I read from my bookshelf next? But I still feel a little bit defeated. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to make myself feel better. Anyways, I've done a little bit of reading. I got up to page 76 of Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siebenbroker today. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really glad that I'm enjoying it. Basically, we follow our two main characters, Eliza and Graham. They are married and they've gone to this like really fancy kind of resort for their 5-year wedding anniversary, but things are rocky between them, and when a stranger mistakes them for strangers, they decide to play into that and try and like reignite the feelings that they had when they first started dating. We get both of their perspectives, which I'm really loving, because I feel like I would hate Graham if I didn't get to read from his mind. And basically Graham is like this big lawyer, and then Eliza is a voiceover artist and narrates audiobooks. It's just really sweet reading about Eliza from Graham's point of view. Like, I think at the end of the day, they're not rocky because they're like fighting heaps. They're rocky because they're both so like self-conscious and insecure. And I kind of like that, because I feel like that definitely happens, and it's not like a nasty insecure. Like, they're not trying to be nasty, they're not taking out their feelings on the other person. It's just they feel like they don't know what to do because they're feeling self-conscious around their partner, and that's something that they need to work on together. And I feel like so many people could read this book and be like, oh my god, no, the miscommunication, like just communicate, blah blah blah. But I often find that a lot of plot devices do rely on miscommunication. So I'm not mad at it. Like, when miscommunication comes up in a novel, if it's done correctly, like how I think this is and how it's realistic, and it's not just solved with one conversation, then I can get behind it. So I don't know, I am really enjoying this, and I do really like these characters. I like that we get to see from both of them. I think they are both really valid in their feelings, and yeah, I don't know, I just find the way that Graham talks about Eliza is so beautiful, and it's refreshing to see like a marriage in turmoil romance, or a relationship in turmoil romance, second chance romance, where they don't hate each other. They do still have so much love for each other, and it's not like they've lost sight of that. They just don't know how to be together anymore. And I find that really beautiful and really realistic, as opposed to a couple that is at war with each other and they're like literally enemies. I feel like if I am going to read Marriage in Turmoil, this is the kind of book that I want, where it is really sweet and really realistic and really tender. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this actually. I mean, I knew that I would, and I hoped that I would, but like, it's a really pleasant surprise. Like, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I am. I'm not sure if it's going to end up being a 5-star. Like, it's definitely not giving me those vibes where I'm like, oh my god. But this morning, like when I, you know, before I did my skincare and before I had breakfast and stuff, I was like, I don't want to go do these things because I want to sit down and read more of this and read as much of this as possible. But my responsibilities for the day do take priority, so I do have to go and do the things that I need to do. But I'm really hoping to read more of this tonight, and honestly finish both of these this weekend, and I would be really satisfied with that. I also really want to get to my Patreon book club book. I mean, I have like 4 books sitting on my bedside table right now that I said that I would read for the video, but if we just get through these 2 and then the other one that I read, I'm happy. Well, I'm gonna go and just try and figure out if I feel like filming a video today. Yeah, I still don't really know how I'm feeling about the ring light and everything, but yeah, I'll let you know. Obviously, if you see a video come out with this look, you'll know what I decided. Okay, I'll see you soon. I'm just not feeling it today, lads. I'm just not feeling it, so I have decided to stay in bed and read more of this. Honestly, I kind of want to just binge it. It is so good. And as soon as I like stopped that last clip, I literally like was staring at myself in the viewfinder for like, I swear to god, like 3 minutes, just being like, who am I? And you know what, I'm just not feeling up to it, and I think that's really okay. I think that's really okay for people who work in content creation to know when it's time to take a break. And obviously I'm still vlogging right now, but I feel far more candid with these vlogs than I do with like sit down videos, and that's what I was planning on filming. So honestly, it just might be a job for next week, and this week we're getting through some more books. I'm really excited to continue on with this. I still feel really sick as well. I still have a sore throat, so I think this is for the best. Who even cares? This vlog is a mess. This vlog is a mess. I'm so sorry. I'll just let you know when I read something good. I'll let you know more about the book later. Just let me wallow. Hello guys, so I've just gotten ready for bed, take my makeup off from the day and stuff like that, and I've read more of Do I Know You by Emily Whibley and Austin Seymour-Broker. I don't know why I'm saying the author's names every time I talk about this. There's two of them and they're long names. Anyway, I've read more of Do I Know You. I'm up to page 203, so I think I've got like 130 pages left. And I think I am going to read them tonight. I think I'm going to finish this because Ben's watching a show in bed and I think I will join him pretty soon. This book is absolutely delightful. Like, I have had the best evening and afternoon reading this. I'm really enjoying it, which is just so good. I think what I love about it so much is that it feels really real, which I know I said earlier. Like, I do apologize for repeating myself. It just feels really genuine and the characters feel like real people with flaws. And I think if you are someone who doesn't mind a book that is a bit more low-key and like a little bit less action-packed, but you know, still really sweet, and like us getting to hear the characters' inner monologues and how they feel about themselves, how they feel about each other, this kind of like slow journey of self-discovery, and also like getting to know your spouse again for what feels like the first time when it's really not. It's all kind of like slow moving but really sweet, and I'm really enjoying it. And there are moments of humor which I really love. Like, there was this scene where our two main characters went on a double date with these other two characters, and then they like pull each other to the side and be like, we're being upstaged, we're literally a married couple and we're being upstaged, we need to like do something about this. And I don't know, it was literally just really cute. And then there's this other character in here called David, who is a side character. He's like a person that they met on this vacation, and already I'm obsessed with him. If he doesn't find love by the end of the book, I want a romance novel about him. He is so sweet. I actually love him so much. Even if he does find love at the end of the novel, happy for him, but also can they break up so we can get another second chance romance about him? I don't know, I just really love everyone in here. We have just had kind of like a sex scene, but I know that there are a lot of people who watch me that don't love spice. I always forget to mention it whenever I read a romance book. I'm so sorry. None of my videos are scripted, so I always do forget to mention it. Like, sometimes I will think something and I'll be like, I have to talk about this in my vlog, and then I don't. This is me remembering to tell you there is very minimal to zero spice. Like, we know that the sex scene is happening. Like, we know that they are like in bed together doing adult activities, but it's not like really graphically described. It's just kind of like, oh, we love each other, like, oh, this is great, this is a good time, rather than like, you know, kind of like that pornographic, like smutty vibe. It doesn't have any of that. So if you're okay with like it's happening on the page but it's not like smut, I know there are people that watch my videos that don't want to read spice, and that's absolutely fair enough. I would consider this kind of clean at this stage. Obviously I'll let you know if anything changes with the last 130 pages. Anything could happen, but just know I'm really enjoying it. And if you are someone who likes more kind of slice of life romances and things that don't have a super dramatic plot but are still really fun and really sweet, I really recommend this one. But yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this tonight. I think I'm just really enjoying it. This has so far has been the best book of the reading vlog, which is a really pleasant surprise. Today ended up being a good day after all, so I'm gonna go read this and let you guys know how I go when I wake up in the morning. Hello everyone, please excuse the way I look right now. I wasn't actually planning on vlogging today and was planning on just doing all of my vlogging tomorrow because I'm still feeling really under the weather. Like, my throat is really sore, I'm feeling really achy, I'm just feeling gross, but I had to get up and share my horror with you. It's like midnight, right? It's midnight. Oh, why does it look like I'm about to cry? Maybe because I am. It's like midnight and I'm reading Things We Hide from the Light. Tell me why I just had to read and see the word anus in a sex scene. Something about that just isn't sitting right with me. Honestly, not kink shaming or anything like that, but I don't think I've ever seen the word anus be used in a non-medical way. It just doesn't, it's just not sitting right. It's just not sitting right. If I had to know that, if I had to read that with my eyes, you guys have to know about it. You guys have to share in my horror. Maybe I'm really immature, like maybe I'm a child, but nothing is going to take me out of the book more than seeing the word anus. And this is the thing, I'm not like a smut lover. I feel like one of the reasons why I don't say whether books are like non-spicy or spicy isn't anything other than the fact that most of the time I can't really remember, because a lot of the time I'm like glossing over it because I don't really care for it. Like, I'll care for it and I'll remember it if I feel like it's adding to the story. A lot of the time in romance, I don't think smut really adds to the story all that much. Like, I understand why it's there, but for me, it's not like, I'm not someone who's like, oh, I need smut, I need spice, otherwise I can't read this. I honestly don't care for it. I don't care if it's there, I'm not bothered by it, but I also don't need it. So a lot of the time I'm like skim reading the smut. I never skim read unless it's like a sex scene, which is like 20 pages long, and I'm like, okay, let's get back to like the conversations. So yeah, it's not like I was like, oh no, like this glorious smut scene has been ruined, but like the word anus, oh my god. Anyways, that's like literally all I wanted to share. Like, I probably could have not shared this. I don't know why I even pulled out the camera. But I think I'm gonna finish Things We Hide from the Light tonight. I've started listening to a playlist that I found on Spotify for the book, and I'm just trying this out. Like, I've never done it before because usually I'm like, if there's music playing, I can't like focus on my book, but I'm actually really enjoying it. It's really like setting the scene. Not the anus scene, but like the scenes before that. Like, there was a really emotional kind of scene that happened before the sex, and I was like, oh, that was really nice to be listening to this music that kind of like matches what these characters are going through. But yeah, I guess while I'm vlogging, I'll also tell you that I finished Do I Know You this morning, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. It was just absolutely delightful. Nothing negative to say, except if I am being critical. The only thing I would say is that just like, I wish we maybe had like a little bit of like backstory. I kind of wish that we maybe got perspective from the past of like how our characters fell in love. That's kind of like the only thing that I would say. Apart from that, loved it. Yeah, really enjoyed this book. So if you are looking for a really nice kind of light and tender read, I really recommend this one. Not so much this one. I think it's still sitting on 3 stars. Like, I don't think the anus thing is gonna like knock it down a rating or anything, but oh, did not like seeing that word in a sex scene. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like moist. You know how like everyone is like, oh no, I can't handle the word moist. I'm like, I don't care for it. Like, whatever. Like, it doesn't bother me. Anus does. Anyway, I still do really feel like death. So I'm gonna hop back into bed and listen to my playlist and try and get this book done. And I will probably share my thoughts on it with you tomorrow when I have hopefully finished it. And then I have a full Sunday ahead of me tomorrow, so I might pick up something else as well. I don't really plan on doing anything other than reading and just recovering. If I still feel sick tomorrow, I'll probably just be reading the whole day. If not, I hopefully want to get a Twitch stream in and run some errands. But if I'm still feeling sick, then best believe I will probably be reading another book. Anyway, I'm sorry that like I've been both miserable and sick in this video. And I also truly look like a disaster. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and read. Hello everyone. it's the end of the week. It's Sunday. It's Mother's Day today, so I spent all day kind of at my parents' house, not doing much really, just hanging out with my family. But I have finished Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. This cover is so misleading. First of all, it ended up being like thriller, crime, action kind of vibe with also a romance. Not what you'd think looking at this beautiful pink cover. But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. I feel like the romance itself was good, but to be completely honest, I really wasn't that interested in the other plot with our 2 main characters trying to like get this criminal mastermind kind of man. I wasn't really a fan of that, and this just really didn't have some of the magic that the first book had. But yeah, I feel like, you know, everything that I was saying about this book throughout the week, I still feel the same about, and yeah, so I finished it. I ended up reading 3 books this week, which I feel okay about. Obviously, I'm so sorry that this vlog has been just me being miserable. I really did not intend for that to happen, but like, I don't know, I just feel like this week, what even happened? You know, like I was really anxious about the floods, and then just everything kind of spiraled from there. I'm definitely feeling better in terms of like my health. Thank you to the vitamin C tablets that I've had by my bed like all week. But yeah, I think I'm just ready to start fresh and start a new week. So I will be ending the vlog here. But of course, when I was at my mother's house, I had a package, and I think it's from Hachette Publishing. I'm not sure, but I had a package at my parents' house. So I'm like, let's open it up. I feel like this is a good way to end the reading vlog, you know, doing a little mini unboxing. And I always love receiving like packages from publishers because it's always a surprise. Like, I didn't buy this, you know, like what if they sent me? I'm really excited to find out. Oh, cute. Okay, we have Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Oh my goodness, I had no idea that I was receiving this. This is so cute. I think I pre-ordered this. I'll see if I can cancel my pre-order. Really wasn't expecting to receive this, but yeah, I'll see if I can cancel my pre-order. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to read this. So I read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune last year, and I think if you guys remember, I didn't love it, but what I did like is I liked Carly Fortune's writing style. My problems with it were just kind of like the plot, and also the fact that it just seemed way too similar to a book that I had already read and didn't even like. But this one I'm excited. I don't know what this is about. I think it's second chance romance again, but I'm not sure. I just really loved like how Carly Fortune described like the surroundings and the imagery of the lake. So I'm really excited to have another lakeside book. Oh my goodness, hopefully I will be reading this very soon. Thank you so much Hachette Publishing for sending me this. This is so exciting. New book. Also another 2023 anticipated release. I did put this in my anticipated releases video. So, oh my god, how exciting. It's still like on theme. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Let's do a quick wrap up of the 3 books that I read this week. So first of all, I read The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent, which I rated 2 stars. And then I read Do I Know You, which was such a treat. I really loved this. This was 4 out of 5 stars, and I just really enjoyed my time reading this. If you're going to like read any book from this reading vlog, I highly recommend this one. This one was just so fun. And then I finished Things We Hide from the Light, read the majority of this week, and ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars, as I just said. But yeah, these are the 3 books that I've read. I'm just gonna go and spend my evening editing. Have a really massive vlog that I'm going to be starting tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, but I also am going to be doing a lot of work next week, a lot of reading, which I'm excited for. But yeah, I think that just means that I'm gonna spend tonight editing to make sure I don't have to do all that much editing next week. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and again, just an apology for not being my best self. I really genuinely apologize, because I know that like, yes, I want to be authentic, but I also want to be entertaining. Like, I don't want you guys to feel bad when you watch my videos. I don't want you guys to feel like depressed. I don't want them to be like bleak or anything. I don't know. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you spending your time with me, and I appreciate every single one of you that watches me and supports me. It really does mean a lot. So yeah, if you want to see more of me, all of my socials are linked down below, like my Instagram, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my Patreon. So if you do want extra content from me as well, that is just $5 a month, and you get 3 extra videos, 3 extra live shows, and heaps more. But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really love you all, and I will see you very soon in the next video.